Hi, and welcome back to the House of the Dragon Explained series. This is a series of character analysis videos for all major characters of our new show. It's been a while since I released the Corlys Velaryon one. That one was of course for the blacks, which means that it's now time to switch back to the greens. I'll try to keep these as spoiler free as I can, but there are likely going to be a few minor spoilers in this video. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Who is Sir Criston Cole? To kick things off, let's hear it from George R.R. Martin himself. He is the common-born son of the steward to the Lord of Blackhaven. He has no claim to lands or titles. All he has is his honor and his skill with sword and lance. He is a challenger, a champion, cheered by the commons, beloved of the ladies. He is a lover, or is he? A seducer, or is he? A betrayer, or is he? A breaker of hearts and a maker of kings. Fire and Blood readers know him as Sir Criston Cole. Sounds like quite a character, but he has quite an interesting journey behind him before he became that character. Criston Cole was a son of a steward of Lord Dondarrion of Blackhaven. He became famous when he won the melee at the tourney at Maidenpool. We can see something similar in the trailer here when he fights Daemon Targaryen. He was so good that Viserys named him Rhaenyra's personal sworn shield after the tourney. This basically means that he became something like a bodyguard to Rhaenyra. He eventually ended up joining the Kingsguard under Viserys before becoming the Lord Commander 7 years later. He's very skilled with his longsword, but he's most known for his skills with the Morningstar, which is something that makes him very unique in terms of combat in our world of Ice and Fire. Although it may seem like that, his skills in combat are not all there is to his character. He has a very interesting relationship with the Realm's Delight, Rhaenyra Targaryen. It's said that one of them fell in love with the other. It's never revealed what actually happened, which makes it very interesting for our new show House of the Dragon. We'll finally get our answers. Criston ends up hating Rhaenyra, and when the Dance of the Dragon starts, he is ready to fight against her. So, what can we expect from Sir Criston Cole? That's very difficult to say, even more so than with any of the other characters from the previous videos. I like to draw parallels to the original show's characters, but I'm not really sure this does Sir Criston Cole justice here. If I had to pick one, however, it would be Jaime Lannister. Jaime actually has an interesting conversation with Sir Loras in A Feast for Crows about Criston. Here's how it goes. The heroes will always be remembered. The best and the worst, and a few who were a bit of both, like him. Who? 10 black pellets on a scarlet field. I do not know those arms. They belonged to Criston Cole, who served the first Viserys and the second Aegon. They called him Kingmaker. One is a Kingslayer, the other a Kingmaker, and you will see why. The source material is very biased when it comes to the Dance of the Dragons. I've said that a million times already, but it can't be stressed enough, we can't take it for granted. That heavily affects Criston as well. One thing that I'm pretty sure of is that they will extend his role later on, and that we will heavily focus on his conflict and struggle as a character. As mentioned before, there are a few very interesting mysteries surrounding him, which House of the Dragon will likely unsolve and reveal. In the trailers, Criston is mostly in the background, and that makes sense given that he starts off as a nobody in this show. I'm expecting him to have a minor role in the beginning. In terms of screen time, I'd compare it to a character like Sandor Clegane, the Hound. He's always right there at the center of our story, but he'll play an important part later on. Hell, he'll play one of the most important parts at the end of Season 1 if they end this season the way I think they will. We can see him participating in a melee against Daemon in the trailer, which will make for a sweet little tease for what's about to come in this war between blacks and greens. I really can't wait to see him swinging his Morningstar. It's his signature weapon. Oberyn Martell had his spear, Robert Baratheon had his Warhammer. Well, and Criston Cole has his Morningstar. Out of all the important characters of House of the Dragon in Season 1, Criston is one of the few that will be featured in a handful of action scenes. I'm not really sure what this scene right here could be. If it is what I think it is, then it's one of the key scenes of Season 1. Hard to tell here. It's going to be very interesting to see his relationships with Rhaenyra and Alicent. He of course ends up becoming a Green supporter, so we can probably expect a couple of scenes with him and Alicent, as well as her children. He's quite close to Aemond, and he is one of the most important players for Aegon II, so it would definitely make sense to establish those relationships early on. All in all, you can expect to see a character that came from nothing. Someone that slowly rises up to make a name for himself. A name that was remembered almost 200 years later, up until the main series. He is a legendary warrior, but I think it'll be interesting to see him trying to take part in the political warfare as well. We don't know many of his motives, so I can't wait to find out what drove his character to become so bitter towards Rhaenyra and her blacks. As with the other characters, I'm expecting to see a lot of character growth during the course of Season 1. While he'll probably spend a lot of time as a background character in the beginning, he'll rise up to be one of the absolute main characters at the end of Season 1 or early Season 2. Criston Cole is an awesome character and I can't wait to see him come to life on our screen. Which brings us to our last point for today's video. Who is going to play Sir Criston Cole? That will be the 28-year-old Fabian Frankel. He is relatively new to the industry, at least when it comes to television and film. What I found quite funny while doing my research was that he was actually playing a romantic interest for Emilia Clarke's character in 2019's Last Christmas. Kissing a Targaryen might definitely come in handy here. The fact that George R.R. Martin dedicated an entire blog post to this casting leads me to believe that we are in for a treat. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. The next character will be the Queen Who Never Was, Rhaenys Targaryen. Until then, please consider watching the video for the sea snake, Corlys Velaryon. I really appreciate your support. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers now. Take care, thank you, and see us later.